The U.S. military is preparing for potential operations with Iran if President Trump orders an attack. Iran's top diplomat has arrived in Geneva ahead of what's being described as indirect talks with the U.S. tomorrow. For more, let's bring in CBS News senior national security correspondent Charlie D'Agata. He joins us now from our Washington bureau. So, Charlie, you've been speaking with people about these U.S. preparations. What can you tell us?
Yeah, Lindsay's speaking with them every day, sometimes several times a day, to try to figure out what, from a military standpoint, what the game plan is. So there have been reports over the weekend, I can confirm those, that the United States could be preparing for a prolonged conflict. Of course, the United States is preparing for a prolonged conflict because the United States military prepares for any contingency, best case scenario to worst case scenario. And I'll tell you, there's nothing better than the Pentagon for preparing for worst case scenario. So the way it was described to me is you look at it as tiers. There are a number of targets, sort of surgical strikes that the United States, if President Trump decides and the Joint Chiefs of Staff and the Pentagon and Secretary Hegseth decide that this is the plan to take surgical strikes within the regime itself, or you would take out missile launchers, or you would go after Iran's nuclear facilities, but you have to be prepared for retaliation. So if you really want to tell for what's going on there, you look at the Lincoln aircraft carrier that's been there for a few weeks, and it was ordered there because of the tensions rising in Iran. It's actually unique for that area, Central Command, CENTCOM, to not be without a carrier. Well, now there's a second one, and this is a significant move because they're moving the USS Gerald R. Ford from the Caribbean, where it was already extended. In fact, it's on, I think, its second extension now. Wow. So by the end of whatever this is, if it were to turn, as the military terms it, kinetic, that they would actually be engaged in a fighting war with Iran, you're looking at a carrier that is certainly looking down the barrel of one of the longest deployments, peacetime deployments, for decades. So that suggests that you're going to have two carriers in the region, a number of F-18 fighter jets, F-35 fighter jets that comes with, a number of destroyers, because it's not just a carrier, but destroyers with guided missiles on there. So you are talking about a package that is preparing for the worst, and not only preparing to strike Iran, but preparing for the defense of U.S. forces in that area.
Well, Charlie, we appreciate your reporting as always. Thank you so much.
Thank you.